we start a new section. And we're going to go all the way to the altar, and then we're going to take a break after we get to the altar, okay? You said, don't you start.
He's about to raise you up.
Yeah.
Be therefore whom we adore also invoke, by the power of the lifted lance.
Okay. Now, put it out like this. All right? Now, look at him. Right.
By the power of the
right. You go like this. Then I say like this. Thee therefore whom we adore, we also invoke. By the power of the lifted lance. Now you guys make the gesture. Did I raise you? Are you guys all going to the same women's school or something? I've been working for like
You must have
20 years.
patience. You must have patience, O Lord.
Yeah. All right. So, thee therefore whom we adore, we also invoke. By the power of the lifted lance. I, priest and king, give me your hand. I, priest and king, take thee, virgin, pure, without spot. I have raised thee. No, wait. Oh, I was going to say, what are you doing there? I'm holding this, Joseph,
Yes.
you're moving over to the half
right.
crescent moon. I'm holding this up as I walk. I lead thee to the east. We walk up together. And then, you know, there's a delay now, okay? You need to take off your sword. I need to move the stuff out of your way, okay? So let's go back to Joseph. Okay. All right. So start out facing her. You're on your knees, and you make the 11th up, the 11th going like this, and say,
Be the priest present among us.
"Be the Lord
Be the
present."
Lord present among us.
So mote it be.
Thee therefore I invoke.
No, thee there. Hang on. Just hang on. Just hang on.
Thee therefore whom we adore also invoke.
We also invoke.
We also invoke. By the power of the lifted lance.
Right. Did you make eye contact with him?
No.
Okay.
By the power of the lifted lance, look at me. I respond
And actually,
with
you
the
could
sign.
move. You could square your body differently here.
Okay.
see?
So I
So
can
in
take
other
a
words,
step
look.
there.
Thee therefore whom we adore. You could close your eyes. We also invoke by the power of the lifted lance. Now I'm getting the congregation. Now I'm getting back. Now I'm getting to be the priest for everybody. I'm not worried solely focusing my energy on myself, or trying to elevate my energy, or my sense of worthiness or unworthiness, or remember that she's purified me. I'm not the same person that I was back here. I'm a consecrated priest. And I say in the book, and Nancy and I say in the book, that this gives a totally alternate meaning to the common slurs against the Lima that were male-centric or male-dominated cult. It's really the exact opposite for anybody with eyes to see, because she has come in at the center of power. She's manifested the Kundalini in the room. She's got these children that she's leading around. You know, she's taking this inner dead guy, raising him to life. Then she's taking this, hopelessly unqualified person and turning him into a priest. And no one said boo to her. It's her natural power as a female incarnation of the goddess that is doing that. He's going to do a little bit of purification up there, but it's really secondary. So the next time some Wiccan says to you, "Oh, wow, you're just like," they don't get it. Okay? Okay. So you're standing here, you're doing this, you're now about to address the congregation. You're now taking in that power, and now you're going to raise her. okay?
Do you want the children to follow immediately after?
You are gonna be following them up, and I'm
Okay.
sorry. But, we'll do it. We're gonna do the whole thing. Go ahead.
Thee therefore whom we adore, we also invoke. By the power of the lifted lance,
I, priest and king.
I, priest and king, take thee, virgin pure without spot.
I have
At what point do I
That might have
start?
been
I have
When
raised
he
thee.
says, I have raised thee, he's got.
I've filled my hand.
My bad.
So-
Because here I've been picking on her all this time. I have raised thee.
Virgin pure without spot, I have raised thee.
All right.
I lead thee to the east. I
Now
set
the
thee
children,
upon-
no. One step at a time. I lead thee to the east. Now,
So lead
her to the east, hello?
Leader, man.
All right, you guys come behind.
Oh.
All right, stop where you are. Stop where you are.
Yeah.
You're a priest, so you get to go on the steps.
All right,
So I
all right,
moved
no, wait. You don't need to hold her hand anymore. She needs to take her sword off. All right, you need to move this over to here where it's gonna be when she sits down, and this over to here where it's gonna be, and you can put that along the side. I would, okay, all right.
One thing I started doing, when the priest takes her sword off, I've taken it and set it down for her. I think it's kind of a nice gesture, it kind of helps.
If
the
you have,
flow of
if you
that
have
part,
time,
too.
Howard, you're meanwhile are back here, you've left. Once you got the lens, you've moved back to here.
To here?
Yeah,
That's Deacon.
all right?
I know my role.
I'm sorry.
Now,
Yeah.
all right, here comes the easier hard part. I think it's an easy part. This is what you're gonna do. You're going to put your two hands like this, okay? Just like that. This is a very small step, which thank God, because of this room, you wouldn't. You're gonna come here. All right, not that far away. Here's what you're gonna do, watch this, watch her arms. She's gonna straighten her arms, you're gonna put your feet, you're gonna get yourself set here. You're gonna put your hand here. No, do not jump.
Okay.
Straighten your arms,
Oh, right.
okay? It is that easy. I have a bad back,
Oh,
so it is that easy,
I see.
okay? So take her down and do it again.
And be very careful with the altar, because those boxes are sitting directly on the altar now, so if there's a lot of bounce.
Look,
Well done.
do it again. All right. All you're doing is straightening your arms. That's all the priestess does, and you're helping to guide her legs up. Ready? Excellent. All right. You need to work on that. That's something you need to work on until it's smooth with the woman you're doing it with. All right? I set the.
I set thee upon the summit of the earth.
All right. Now everybody sits.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should be on the third step, so.
Yeah. You will all have been standing. All right, this is your time to sit. So when he says, I set thee upon the summit of the earth, you sit. Now, you get the book of the law, or he can reach forward to help you either way. You open it, you make the descending triangle. You two guys come up. That's your signal. When he says, I set thee upon the summit of the earth, everybody will sit and you guys will walk up, okay? He's going to take his left hand and reach over to take this. All right? Down, side, down, side, down, side. And what I like to do is I like to dip my hand each time. So one, dump, 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 dump. That's the way I do it. You could do it a different way if you felt more comfortable, but the advantage to this, this is shown in the diagram. This is shown in the diagram in a different part of the ritual. But one of the keys that we're going to come up with in a little while is to show this diagram used several times during the ritual. Here Crowley's making the diagram. He makes the 5 crosses on the cup, but he gives you the diagram, right? Here he says he makes 5 crosses upon the priestess. He sprinkles the priestess. The nice part about doing this is she'll actually get wet. You know, not soaking wet, but you're making one down or up. You're making a cross, right?
Yeah.
So one, I'm making the cross like this. I'm making this and that. I'm going like this and like that. You could also make like this and like that, as long as you're doing it and being consistent.
Okay, so do 5.
So forehead, shoulders, shoulder, other shoulder, and thighs. Cool. Okay, now you're going to get back to her. And now this is where it's going to depend on your practice and your teamwork and stuff. I tend not to make eye contact with her at that point. Okay, which she knows is not a personal rejection because she and I have worked together many times. I don't make eye contact. I've seen some people who really do make eye contact, some priests who really do make eye contact with the children, and that's fine too. Okay? And then once you've done that, you reach over to here and take this. Now, you don't touch it, it's hot. Don't touch it on the bottom, it's going to be hot.
Right.
And you guys, you two, are going to be very conscious of the fact that you need to hand it to him straight, and that he needs to pick it up, you know, slowly, in the sense that it keeps those chains are a pain. All right? And so now you're going to make the same 5 crosses. Forehead, shoulders, other shoulder. Oh, you made too many crosses. 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess 5 if you want to make the center point. All right, thighs. Good. Okay, and hand it back to him. After he hands this back to you, you two guys kind of make eye contact with each other or become aware of each other, and you're going to now return to here. You're going to do it kind of quickly. You're coming with the word, you're going to, no, you're stopping here and putting this back here, you're stopping there and putting that back there.
Okay, so I am first putting it back in place.
Yeah, you're putting it back in place and you're trying to drape the chain in this kind of nice way. That'll be easy to pick up again. I don't remember if I actually do pick up again. You just wait. And now, you put that down, right? Now you come back here and you stand next to Z.
Do I need to, in making that motion, do I need to say farewell with her on the way down? Is it just
Wait,
there?
wait, come back here. All right, let's, you and I are gonna do it now. All right, you get your water. All right, you hand this to me. We're looking at it like this, right? You hand this back to me. Okay, I take it. We make eye contact. Come over to here. I set it down. I don't want, and you come right back. Perfect. Okay. I don't want, again, with that syllable stuff, I don't want to have the attention focused in the wrong place. I don't want you to be so concerned with the two of you that you're doing some little minuet back to here trying to make everything perfect. I would rather the attention remain up here, because he's going to do something very important right now. He's going to be kissing the book of the law 3 times, showing his love for the law of Thelema, the law of freedom, law of liberty. So we want you guys to not overpower that gesture. So you're going to now, you know, you're going to be, first place, this is not the only time you're ever going to do this Mass, right? Two of you are going to be children. You will get the chance to perfect this over time, to perfect this feast, all right? You'll get the chance. The script makes it very clear. It says, the priest takes the censer from the child and makes the 5 crosses as before. The children replace their weapons on their respective altars.
So that
The
comes
priest
first.
kisses the book of the law 3 times.
So that would
Okay.
be a no.
All right, so you kiss the book of the law 3 times.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you kneel for a space in adoration, both knees on the third step, and do this. Make your fingers like this, okay? And now you go like this. And now you put them on her thighs, which is gonna be hard to get all the way up to the thighs, but I mean, because then you're gonna be unbalanced, so maybe you're gonna be back here a little bit like that, okay?
And as a
And
priest, the hands are always in that position when not holding the lance.
right, but there, in this case, he kneels for a space in adoration with joined hands, knuckles closed, thumb in position aforesaid. You've already been told to do this. All right? You adore, you rise, and now you're gonna close the veil. Okay, now if she's been nice and has put your costume on nicely, you do a nice job of closing the veil. Otherwise, payback is a bitch.
How long does he kneel in adoration? Is there
As long as he feels the need to,
Okay.
okay? Now, I'm gonna make one last statement about this. I have seen this thing choreographed in such a way that the children dictate the length of the adoration, and that's totally wrong. All right, he kneels for as long as he needs to. All right, now you're gonna come down, and the people are rising. So we're going to pick up at page 32. I need a new child.
What's wrong
We
with me?
got Joy. This way we'll keep him quiet. All right. You're up here. Set her on. Yeah, take your shoes off. Okay. Okay. You're up here. Okay. You have just gets the book of the law 3 times. You have just knelt for a space in adorations with joined hands, knuckles closed, thumb in position of foresaid. You have just risen, and now you're drawing the veil over the whole altar. See, that's not good, because look, your foot is under here. So when you move your foot, attaboy. You see the difference? Now you're, all right, good. Now, you're going to turn, which is going to be good for you. That's great, what you're doing now. And just go down. Now, come down easy. Now watch this. You move around. And hand them. Okay? You grab it with both hands as always, and start circumambulate the temple 3 times.
all the way.
All the way around. Okay? Okay. All right, that's 1. See, move closer. We're not trying to do that business of I can't, that stuff takes too long, it's too much thought. Move closer to him. Hang on, stop. Move closer to him. Move closer to him.
He's right on me, so you back up some, you go a bit slower, and
Okay.
we'll get
He's right
this.
on you because I asked him.
He has
to
been
run.
on me for the whole class. Now, you know, 1 minute and all of a sudden, you're complaining about him?
Because your
Jesus
temple is so
Christ,
short.
come on,
This is
go,
such a short
go.
It's a short temple, it's true.
Yeah,
We're working on the technology.
well, we're working on the room, that's the whole point. All right, that's 2, come on.
I thought it was 3.
Well, whatever, go. If you can't count to 3, don't expect me to do it for you. Now, you, 1, who is positive? You're positive, you're gonna move like this.
Yeah, come behind me.
Excellent.
And then-
Right. Okay, down. You're doing it like that? All right, you're gonna do that one.
And
Okay.
everyone else would be.
All right,
too.
everyone else is doing this, or everyone else is doing what?
Everyone else would be in the flame of adoration. so-
Okay, you're gonna do the flame,
Not
fine.
necessarily
All right,
right now.
now, you are going to hear a lot of creaking knees, okay? When the creaking knees seem to stop, you're going to mount the first step. Okay, and then you're going to say this.
O circle of stars, whereof our Father is but the younger brother, marvel beyond imagination, soul of infinite space, before whom time is ashamed, the mind bewildered, and the understanding dark. Not unto thee may we attain, unless thine image be love. Therefore by seed and root and stem and bud and leaf and flower and fruit do we invoke thee. Then the priest answered and said unto the Queen of Space, kissing her lovely brows, and the dew of her light bathing his whole body in a sweet-smelling perfume of sweat, O Nuit, continuous one of heaven, let it be ever thus, that men speak not of thee as one, but as none, and let them speak not of thee at all, since thou art continuous.
Okay. Now you have taken off your robe, and that is mandatory. The nudity of the priestess behind the veil is mandatory. All right, and now you're going to give your speech.
But to love me is better than all things.
Mandatory because it's given in a Class A text, the book of the law, right?
Right, and so for,
She stands bare and rejoices in my secret temple or whatever. So,
question,
yes,
I'm only, the requirement is for me to be nude during the speech.
yes,
Okay, that's what I thought.
yes.
Okay. But to love me is better than all things. If under the night stars in the desert thou presently burnest my incense before me, invoking me with pure heart, and the
You gotta
servant-
learn to read slower when you're reading the book of the law. It says, invoking me with a pure heart. You know, in other words, try to get it word for word for word for word for word, please.
Right,
Start from the beginning.
yes. But to love me is better than all things. If under the night stars in the desert thou presently burnest my incense, mine incense before me, invoking me with a pure heart and the serpent flame therein, thou shalt come a little to lie in my bosom. For one kiss wilt thou then be willing to give all, but whoso gives one particle of dust shall lose all in that hour. Ye shall gather goods and store of women and spices. Ye shall wear rich jewels. Ye shall exceed the nations of the earth in splendor and pride, but always in the love of me. And so shall ye come to my joy. I charge you earnestly to come before me in a single robe and covered with a rich headdress. I love you. I yearn to you. Pale or purple, veiled or voluptuous, I who am all pleasure and purple and drunkenness of the innermost sense desire you. Put on the wings and arouse the coiled splendor within you to come unto me, to me, to me. Sing the rapturous love song unto me. Burn to me perfumes. Wear to me jewels. Drink to me, for I love you. I love you. I am the blue-lidded daughter of sunset. I am the naked brilliance of the voluptuous night sky. To me, to me.
That was very nice. That was great. Now you're going to mount, you should have your, I think the lens might be better off touching the step. You know what, it's going to center you and it's going to help place you where you need to be. So you're going to mount the second step, which means you're going to lift this up to the third step. Right.
O secret of secrets, that art hidden in the being of all that lives, not thee do we adore. For that which adoreth is also thou. Thou art that, and that am I. I am the flame that burns in every heart of a man.
In every heart of man.
And in the core of every star. I am life, and the giver of life, yet therefore is the knowledge of me the knowledge of death. I am alone, there is no God where I am.
Now, Harper, you could at this point be redressing, all right? when he says, there is no God where I am, the deacon is going to rise enthusiastically, rise, signal for this. You guys are all going to get up and say, but ye, O my
Ye, O
people.
my people, rise up and awake. Let the rituals be rightly performed with joy and beauty.
Can we just go give these guys the
Certainly.
yeah. You say again, I am alone, Joseph, I am alone. There is no God where I am.
I am alone, there is no God where I am.
But ye, O my people, rise up and awake. Beautiful. Okay.
Let the rituals be rightly performed with joy and beauty. There are rituals of the elements and feasts of the times. A feast for the first night of the prophet and his bride. A feast for the 3 days of the writing of the book of the law. A feast for Tahuti and the child of the prophet, secret, O prophet. A feast for the supreme ritual and a feast for the equinox of the gods. A feast for fire and a feast for water. A feast for life and a greater feast for death. A feast every day in your hearts in the joy of my rapture. A feast every night unto new, and the pleasure of uttermost delight.
All right, now you're going to mount the third step. This is going to be complicated in this temple. All right?
Thou that art one, our Lord in the universe, the Son, our Lord and ourselves, whose name is mystery of mystery, uttermost being, whose radiance enlightening the worlds is also the breath that maketh every God and God even and death to tremble before thee. By the sign of light, appear thou glorious upon the throne of the sun.
All right, hang on a second. Let's say you did this. Move to the side over there, right? This is.
Slim.
I think we're going to need to move these steps out. so
Yeah,
they
we can
belong.
move them out
I
slightly.
can't stand there. No, this is-
Would you like us to do that?
Yeah, can we do that? Oh, they're one unit. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I would bring him further back a little bit. Perfect. Okay.
Oh, then we can put the veil back.
Easier to close.
Absolutely.
All right. Watch this. Now they're at 101. All right. By the sign of light. Remember what I was saying about inspiring the congregation?
Mm-hmm.
By the sign of light.
Is that you?
Oh, shoot. All right. By the sign of light.
I didn't even do that.
Appear thou glorious upon the throne of the sun. You know, you're giving them a visual because they're behind you seeing this lance extending up in the air. So just take it from here.
By the sign of light, appear thou glorious upon the throne of the sun. Make open the path of creation and of intelligence
You're supposed to
between
take 2
us
hands, yeah.
and our minds. Enlighten our understanding. Encourage our hearts. Let thy light crystallize itself in our blood, fulfilling us of resurrection.
Now there's a tune in Magic and Theory and Practice, in book 4. You know the tune, or have you played that one before?
Dua
Perfect,
tu
yeah.
for biu bia kefu dudu nura fanu teru.
Nice.
Excellent. All right, now you say,
There is no law beyond do what thou wilt.
okay, and you are going to watch this. You're going to, you know, that's very exciting to you. Okay, so you're going to place this through the veil and do that. Open it up, you know? So, say it again. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt.
There is no law beyond do what thou wilt.
Okay, now, you've got, that should be, I think, touching the ground. What are you doing, my dear? All right, you have this in your right hand, okay? And you have this in your left hand. No, not like that. That's better. Good.
Actually, that's not good, because
No.
at some point he's
I
gonna
know.
have to take the cover
Right.
off, so you need
Okay,
to,
Yeah.
Somehow it has to sneak under here.
exactly.
Okay.
And remember, as you're doing this, you're gonna have plenty of time, because you've got this whole song and dance going on with the veil closed. So by the time you have, you're on. You've seen the goddesses and all those, like 3 zillion different, that's what you're supposed to look like. Okay. Look very nice. You actually have me convinced. All right? So look, you have just seen the most beautiful thing you will ever see in your life. All right? You have not only have you done all this invocation, with the O circle of stars stuff, and then the therefore, but you've heard her proclaim the light, and then you open up the veil, and it's, oh my God, look at her. Cool. So you're going to say this stuff, which, for the sake of discussion, reads like this.
Let me do it.
E-O, 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 Sabao, Kodie Abrasax, Kodie Mithras, Kodie Fale, Iopan, Iopan, Pan, Io Iskuran, Io Atanatan, Io Abrotan, Io, Iao, Haire Fale, Haire Pampage, Haire Pangenitor, Hagios, 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 Okay, now you extend the lance to her lips, not like that, because you're going to make her like completely insane. Put your hand, look. Put your hand
stab her in the face.
No, I mean, look at her, see. If you do it like this, you're going to hit her on top of the head. All right, if you do it like this, you're going to be unbalanced. So what you want to do is lower your head to here and just do it gently.
All right, and then it comes through.
Yeah. So just go no. You got All right, now you present the lance. $11 times, sweetie. Now, here's what we need to figure out. And Nancy and I are going to have to work through this tomorrow before we do the actual mass. But can you put the lance here? You got to keep your legs open and close your knees. Or do we need to put it here? Probably that way. All right, now you fall at her knees. And extend your hands along her thighs like that, with your thumbs like to kiss her knees. All right, put your head sort of like this, but remember you're wearing the crown, so you're not going to get it all crazed. Touch her body. Kisses them, arms outstretched along her thighs. He remains in this adoration while the deacon intones the collect. All right, your feet are in the right position. You're in the right position. You got to remember that you have no wine in that cup at the moment, so it's going to even be heavier. You're going to have to work on that arm strength. You have to figure out the attitude that you're using. You've just done this whole thing with the E-O, E-O, E-O. You've like worked up this magical enthusiasm. You've seen the most beautiful thing in your life. you've done the akaduas, you've done all this stuff. You reach out, kiss the lance, you fall at your knees, you're overwhelmed with adoration, okay? And you'll work on that magical attitude.
Do the arms of the priest help keep the priestess's legs together? Because it looks like there's a lot of muscular tension in your legs. I was just wondering if the priest's arms kind of help stabilize the legs.
Not really. He's got big muscles here, so maybe his will. But in my case, with this weak old guy, I mean, no. That's not gonna. She doesn't need that much pressure.
Okay.
Number one, and number two is he's not going to be able to help her that way.
All right.
And number three, it's not that important because it will stay by itself as long as she puts some on this. At this point, when he's down,
Seat the congregation.
the congregation sits. Now, there has been some controversy about whether the congregation sits during the collects. I gave our justification for this is really very simple, and it disagrees with someone else's opinion who I respect his opinion immensely, but I disagree. And the justification that I gave, all right, yes, thank you. Regarding our justification for adding all sit before the collects. In the Magic and Theory and Practice version of Liber 15, which is the latest one, 1929, Crowley says at the death collect, all stand head erect, eyes open. Furthermore, on pages 360 to 361 of Diary of a Drug Fiend, he writes of the behavior of the congregation during the death collect, quote, all rose to their feet and addressed death. The gesture of standing to meet death was nobly impressive. So we just took the logical assumption that if they stood at the death collect, they had to be sitting for this. The practical advantage of this is that your legs are going to be tired and it makes for a much more pleasant experience of the Mass. Plus, if you're sharp and you've done the priest role yourself, if you're a male, you will be able to be snickering about the amount of pain that this guy is in, because his knees are going to be hurting, all right? And you can also watch poor Zeitwin over here and think, ha, he's standing while I'm getting the chance to sit. So there are many advantages to our method.
I get that all the time.
Okay. I think we could stop here. It's 5 o'clock. We're more than halfway through. We've really gotten through the worst of this. Tomorrow you'll see the miracle. I'm going to get a chance to relax and before the talk tonight, I hope all you guys are coming. I mean, I can't demand that you do, but